Elizabeth here with Andrew on the other side of the camera. We do have a lot of food. We had a lot of school cancellations, and just because of that and because of the abundance of food and the sun coming out, things are starting to bolt, so we're trying to share the food the best that we can. We are only allowing 4 people into the garden at a time, and we are keeping our social distance the best possible, understanding that we can actually have airborne aerosol contaminants for up to 3 or 4 hours, I just read. So I just want to kind of give people an overview of how to harvest things that we do have in the garden, and remind you to stay 6 feet apart from people. So with the pea, you're just going to hold its little hat and give it a yank. And you want to try to avoid any little node that might be coming off of it. But that's really an easy way to grab the pea. And you can eat them on site if you want, or put them in your basket. You should, speaking of baskets, bring your own bags and scissors and gloves if you have them. We have chard over here, and a general rule for us in the garden is that we don't want to, we only want to take about 1/3 of the plant. So whenever harvesting chard or the kales, I'll show you, you're going to come all the way down to the very bottom of the stalk so that the plant doesn't have to work to get rid of the rest of that, and you're going to just give it a cut. So even like with, looks like somebody's been into the chard a little bit, but with these chards I could easily grab 3 leaves and do a cut down low, and there you have chard. When we take our kales, we're going to come right to their leaves as well and just give them a cut. And again, you don't have to cut them one at a time, but just making sure that you get as close to the stem as possible. For our lettuces, we are trying to just let you go ahead and take the whole thing. So here's a really pretty butter crunch lettuce. You're going to come all the way in. You're going to cut it at the base, mostly because it's easiest to clean there. You will be mindful though, whenever you eat any of your lettuces, they are starting to bolt, and if you see a lot of milky white, they might be bitter. But you can take the whole thing, clean the whole thing at home, and then give it a taste test at home. All right, so here's another example of lettuce, and really you can tell this is just getting long and trying to bolt, but some of these leaves are still going to be good on the inside, and we are trying to clear these beds so that we can start over with tomatoes or something like that. Another cool thing that we have in the garden that is high in vitamin C are these nasturtiums. They're really beautiful on a salad. High in vitamin C, eat three times a day. Also, you can eat their leaves, and they have a lot of those same properties. The other thing is we have tons of mint that's available, and we have chocolate mint here and some of our regular mint over there. It's probably all hybridized by now, but basically you're just going to take a big handful of the mint and cut that as low as possible, reminding yourself not to cut your fingers when you do that. So there's some chocolate mint. What else did we say?
We got kales.
Yeah, let's go hit the kales in the back garden, because we just really need to get the kales and the lettuces out of here. Some of these Chinese kales are really great, and you can just take actually the whole top and some of the leaves. And the tops are great in salads because they're so pretty, or you can just cook them up with the rest of your whatever you're cooking. So we have a lot of mustards. They too can be harvested. These Mizunas, you can just do them kind of in a handful, but you'll see they're starting to bolt out a little bit as well, but they're still going to be good. I like to blend them and kind of put them in a food processor and then put them in a salad, or a good stir fry or something like that is really good for these mustards. They're really pretty. And then we have these mustards, same thing. You're going to want to cut all the way to the bottom like that. And again, we have tons of kales. The cabbages aren't quite ready yet, but stay tuned because they will be. But a lot of these, like we have this curly kale over here, and it's going to be that same principle where you want to only take about 1/3 of the plant and cut them from the very base of the stem. Another one is dill, and the dill, you're going to do the same thing, cut it all the way back, and you would do the same thing with the cilantro, which is right over here, but you want to stay away from these that are bolting because they're just not going to taste as good. You can even see the different shape of the leaf.
Shoot for stuff like that.
Yep. And then we have sorrel in here too as well, which is a good leafy green. You're gonna cut that from the very base as well. Looks like I'm cutting enough for a salad. And if you come over, see if we have any carrots in here. The best way to harvest a carrot, if you don't know, is you kind of look to see if you see any heads popping up. And I actually don't in this batch right now, so I'm not sure that they're ready yet.
I know where to go.
Yeah, so let's go over to that other side. And actually, let's stop at the radishes first.
Jason Blue.
Yeah, so we have these radishes. We have radishes all over the place. The teeny ones obviously aren't ready, but if you see them popping out of the ground like this, that is definitely ready. It's just a white radish, a different variety. We have a lot of varieties of radishes in here. And don't forget to rinse all of your food. We usually soak it in vinegar. I'm really not sure about food recommendations and how to clean your food. That's why there's carrots. But just do your best. Here's some more peas. Oregano, you can just do the same thing that you did with the mint. Take a big pack out of it. And we have some carrots in here that are ready. And so people were pulling them. So you just be really careful that you don't get any other carrots on them, because they'll get tangled up in the tops. And once you see it, you just kind of give it a yank and then make sure it's separated from the other ones. Otherwise, a lot of them will come out. And somebody just told me yesterday, I have never heard of anybody eating these. No, I've tried them, they don't taste good, but somebody said that they actually use them in their stock to make a stock. So that's a great idea if you don't want to throw anything away. I think that's it. Thank you. Hope to see you in the garden. Only 4 people at a time. Bring your own tools. Keep that 6 foot to 10 foot distance for our So Y'all distancing.